Welcome back. I've just had to de-ice the van, so it's time to go scuba diving, because that's sensible. Oh, this is going to be a cold one. Let's go.
On this video, I'm doing a new scuba diving course by PADI called the Dry Suit Diver course. Its aim is to get you more comfortable in the use of a dry suit, and some places in the UK require you to show that you have the qualification prior to using their facilities or renting their kit. On a personal level, I just like learning and developing new skills, so after doing my PADI Open Water Diver qualification last year and getting some dives done in the Mediterranean in warm waters, I wanted to start to expand my skills in the water. And since I live in England and dry suits are pretty much used everywhere all year round, I thought it made sense to start with the PADI Dry Suit Diver. The course begins, as most PADI courses do, with an online section and exam, which is pretty simple and took about an hour for me to do. Once that's done, the next step is to do some dry suit orientation sessions in a swimming pool. As I'm part of a local diving club here in Gloucester, that meant my next club night was spent with my instructor James in the pool, being shown and practicing the skills I would need to do later in the open water sessions. These skills include achieving and maintaining buoyancy, keeping control, being able to swim using only the dry suit and not your BCD, removing your hose from the chest valve and replacing it whilst underwater, and what I think the hardest one is recovering from a sudden infill, which is achieved by balling yourself up, spinning around and dumping all of the air out of your suit at the same time. This is required so that you don't rocket to the surface. Now, I forgot to film the skills and drills attempts in the pool, so here's another session being ran by James with another member practicing for his assessment. Here's the only bit I managed to get of myself, which is me just practicing swimming around in a dry suit in a swimming pool. Once I've been approved by James in the pool, the next part is 2 dives in open water. This is pretty much anywhere that's not a pool, so in our case our local is called the Lake, in Cromwell in Bristol. So on a crisp winter's day, we decided it would be the right time to do the exam. With water at a crisp 6 degrees, we got kitted up and James briefed me on the dive plan. After first entering the water, we would then descend down and do the skills and drills section of the assessment. Providing that all went well and completed with no problems, we would then continue the dive by swimming around the quarry, going down as deep as 17 or 18 metres, which is the limit of my open water qualification. And during this dive, James would lead and I would follow, demonstrating good buoyancy control throughout. 45 minutes later we surfaced, and that was the first dive done. Not gonna lie, it was Baltic. I was wearing thermals under my dry suit, which took the worst off, but I'm still yet to invest in some dry suit gloves, which meant that I was diving in 3 to 5mm thick neoprene gloves, which after about 30 minutes I'm pretty sure lost all usefulness. But after about 15 minutes out of the water I began to feel my hands again, so after a quick cup of tea, a couple of snacks, a dive tank refill, it was time to get in for dive 2. This one didn't require any extra skills, I completed them all in the first dive. It was just going to be a simple dive-swim circuit to show good buoyancy control again. So after James had done the brief and we'd agreed on a depth and dive time, we set off. This time I could relax, as I didn't really need to think about anything skill-based and just got to have fun being below the water. The lake has several submerged objects on its bed, including a plane, a boat, shipping containers and this helicopter, which me and James had good fun swimming around whilst he showed me his new torch, which is a very cool piece of kit. 25 minutes later we surfaced, warmed up and dekitted. And that was it. Over a brew, James declared that I was now dry suit qualified, and we filled out the paperwork, and I'm very much looking forward to getting in some more UK based dives this year. Although hopefully a few degrees warmer wouldn't go amiss in my opinion. Hopefully as a club we're going to Lundy Island later on in the year, so I'm very much looking forward to that and hoping to see some seals. Up next I plan to get my advanced diver under my belt so I can explore even deeper below the surface. That will allow me to get to 30 metres deep. But for now, it's just going to be about getting the extra experience in with my dry suit. So a big thank you to James from In-Depth Dive Club, the Lake at Cromwell Quarry, and you for watching. If you've enjoyed this video and indeed enjoy this kind of content, please consider leaving a like, commenting below, or subscribing to the channel. If you really like what I do, then please consider supporting the channel using the links below. All your support matters a huge deal to my little channel. So thank you, and we'll see you on the next one.